know, that nigga was deep with niggas. And he used to, what anybody who talks shit come to the Bay Area, they was in for it. Cause we seen it, I seen it. And he was very serious about beef. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop a. Yo, even when I said about Hammer, yo, I said, listen to my first album. When I did the skit, and I was like, you know what? That goddamn MC Hammer, him, his mama, and the whole nine. That nigga came up to me on MTV Cribs on the last episode they had, where everybody out on, not MTV Cribs, sorry about that, I'm zoned. On the last Dr. Dre and Ed Lover on MTV. When they had the last episode.
Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, Yo MTV Raps. When the last episode they shot, when they had everybody rapping on it, MC Hammer was there. That nigga approached me. He was like, Red, I'm gonna tell you something, you young, but I don't allow nobody talking about my mama. You understand me? I said, yes, sir.
If you ever wondered what a gangster would look like with colorful parachute pants, then all you need to do was watch an MC Hammer music video. Although Hammer looked like the kind of guy that will turn the volume up at a kid's birthday party, he was also the kind of guy who would tell you to stay out of LA and absolutely mean it. This is the side of MC Hammer that the general public never knew about. And you can't blame him too much. See, MC Hammer was insanely successful despite his humble beginnings. And by humble, I mean hood. Lil Hammer was born as Stanley Kirk Burrell in 1962 in extremely rough Oakland, California. He and his 8 siblings, yes, 8, grew up in a small apartment in East Oakland. Then, at the tender age of 5, his father left him and all his siblings alone in the care of his mother. Despite his father being mostly absent from his growth, it was he who kept him his head straight and stopped him from going into the streets.
When you were young, coming up, tough neighborhood, income problems, did you ever think about selling drugs to get this watch quicker?
Did I ever think about it?
Yeah.
I did. I did think about it. I got real close to trying to go full time too, I remember. And although my father doesn't live in my house, I grew up with my mother. I've always respected my father, you know, and he came by and he heard the rumor. You know, he heard the rumor that I was selling weed. And the words that he said to me and the tears that I saw in his eyes, you know, it kind of, you know, it turned me around.
The streets of East Oakland were particularly rough. Basically, it was hard to grow up on it and not get your hands dirty. His parents had to set him straight to keep his nose out of the flourishing drug business. Instead, Hammer spent most of his youth hanging out at the parking lot of Oakland A's games, selling stray baseballs and breakdancing next to a beatboxer. Even back then, Hammer had the energy and the moves, and he could draw in small crowds with his splits and head spinning. One day, he encountered the A's owner, Charlie Finley, and made an impression.
After completing his dance, he recognized me as the owner of the ball club and walked over to me and he said, Mr. Finley, could you take me into the game as your guest? And I said, yes, I'd be glad to. And I got pretty well acquainted with the Hammer.
From there, Hammer got hired as the team's bat boy and became good friends with many of the A's players from the 70s. He became the eyes and ears of the boss, Charlie Finley. In fact, it was one of the Oakland A's players who gave him the nickname Lil Hammer, due to his resemblance with the legendary Hank Aaron, who was called the Hammer. So, with that sort of hype on his shoulder, it makes sense that he wanted to try his luck at being a baseball player. But Hammer wasn't cut out for it, and after leaving school, it was looking like the streets were the only career option. But he wasn't about to let his mom down.
Crime, drugs. Why don't you think you went that way? Were you ever tempted to go that way?
Was I ever tempted? I would say that anybody who grew up on my block had to be tempted.
What made you stop it and say, this is not what I'm going to do? And how close did you get?
Well, what made me stop was my mother. I knew how hard she worked to provide for us as a single parent.
And I knew that it would break her heart to find out that one of her children was involved in any aspect in drugs.
Instead, Hammer chose the Navy and went off to serve for 3 years. When he came back, he was as religious as he's ever been. So he decided to form a Christian rap group called the Holy Ghost Boy. When that didn't go anywhere, he dropped it and pulled on his Oakland A's connection to bankroll his own record label, Busted Records. From here, it was all hustle and hard work for Hammer. He sold his first album, Feel My Power, out of his basement and car, and also performed at any place that would take him. He somehow managed to push 60,000 copies on his own through his own label. He couldn't sing and he couldn't produce, but he could dance his ass off. And this was what made him famous. At this point in the late 80s, Hammer had a whole crew of dancers with him, and he gave that crew the full military treatment with 8-hour rehearsal sessions and hard curfew.
I don't want to ever have to call somebody's mother or father and say, I got bad news for you. They found your daughter this morning dead on 10th Street about 4 o'clock. I think the first question from that parent mind would be, Hammer, I let my daughter go with you. What was she doing out at 4 o'clock in the morning on 10th Street? So therefore, I accept my responsibility, and if I get labeled a disciplinarian, then again, thank you.
In 1988, not long after that, Hammer signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Capitol Records, and our boy had officially hit the big time, and now living a good life. His first 2 albums released with Capitol Records were insanely successful and contained mega hits like Pray, Too Legit to Quit, and the viral You Can't Touch This. At a time when rap was just settling into the mainstream, MC Hammer was already way out in front, and a couple of the homies weren't too happy about it, cause they didn't consider Hammer to be an actual rapper. Nowadays, a lot of people defend Hammer on this point, but back in the day, Hammer himself also thought he wasn't a real G.
Are you a rapper or not?
Well, in one unescapable aspect, yes, and that is the fact that I don't sing. You know, I'm not singing my lyrics, I'm rapping. But in every other aspect, the answer is no, I'm not a rapper. I entertain. I say that in not meaning any disrespect to other rappers or other rap artists, just saying if you want to continue to say what you is pure rap and so forth, okay, you have that, you can have that. You take the Chevrolet, I'll take the Mercedes.
This might seem like a small difference, but this issue right here was pretty much the bread and butter of every single beef MC Hammer would be a part of. You see, while the kids and the white moms loved MC Hammer because of his clean image, other rappers didn't respect him. They would see Hammer up on stage dancing in colorful balloon pants and wonder how this goofy looking man made it so big. But despite all of that, Hammer was proud of his dancing. He even insured his leg for $10 million.
How much did you insure your legs for?
10 million.
Your legs are worth 10 million?
Hey, don't put it that way. No, they're worth more than that to me.
What's more is that even his label asked him to dirty up his image a little bit. They wanted him to portray that gangster persona, but Hammer had no interest in that life. MC Hammer was just going to be MC Hammer. He wasn't trying to be anyone else to sell records.
I've even had a record company, and I don't want to lamb-blast nobody's name or anything, but they told me, Hammer, you know what the problem is? You're a little too clean. Here's what we're going to do. Why don't you start to do a few things that maybe dirty up your image a little bit. Maybe we can sell a little more records. I've had all that. I told them, that's not me. I lived that life. I've been around with people involved in that. I'm going to continue to do what I do. Whether they like it or not, I'm going to try to encourage the kids to do the right thing. That doesn't mean that I lived a perfect life. I'm telling them to stay away from them negative things so that they won't ruin their lives.
Now, because of his squeaky clean image, other rappers thought that they could take shots at Hammer without no repercussion. Although, to be fair, MC Hammer started a few beats himself, like the one with Run DMC.
The reason why we say some things about Hammer, he started off his career dissing Run DMC.
He dressed up 3 guys in gold ropes in his first
couple of videos. Stopped our hats, you know, had a guy with glass, had guys looking like all 3 of us and disrespected us in 2 of his videos. So he knows that, you know what I mean? When he seen us, when he got large, he seen us, he tried to apologize for it. It's like, yo, you know, don't wait now to apologize. You should apologize when you first did it. But it's cool. We ain't got nothing against you. You know what I mean? You cool. We don't care about what you, he said, he said that, I hope y'all sell 20 million albums. And I think he was sincere when he said that, you know what I mean? He said a little statement the other day about us being sour grapes and just beefing because they asked us what we think about MC Hammer. And we said, you know, he can't rap. He's not a good rapper.
Great entertainer.
He's a great entertainer, but he can't rap. You know what I'm saying? You take away the jumping around, you take away the 50 people on the stage with him, and he's not even doing the fake rap that he do. He got his homeboy screaming all his vocals, and he's just jumping around. You know what I'm saying? So okay, let's take commercial. We'll come right back. Take commercial. We'll be right back.
This was pretty much how the rap culture felt about Hammer at the time, and they all felt comfortable taking shots at him, including Tupac.
Touch This by MC Hammer.
Okay, and why do you like that one?
Because it's raging and he's funky. Funky dance steps.
Now, okay, no, but there's parents out there listening to this that think he's serious. Why is the audience laughing? I want to ask you, why do so many people get on Hammer? I mean, the man sold 10 million records.
I'm not getting on Hammer, and I'm not going to say he did sell 10 million records, but crack fiends bought 10 million rocks. That don't mean crack is good. That don't mean nothing. Selling records don't mean nothing. The reason, I mean, I'm down with him because he's a brother and he's making his mail. But, however, he's diluting rap. You know what I'm saying? He's making something, he's playing that Sambo role, and the reason everybody's buying his record is because he's no threat, and everybody want to see Sambo dance.
But one person who Hammer wasn't going to take shit from was Redman. Redman dissed MC Hammer by making fun of his mother on a skit in his first album. Now think about everything we've covered in this video so far. Hammer was a Christian, millionaire, ex-military, a rapper who grew up in Oakland and only managed to stay off the drugs because he wanted to honor his mama. How do you think this man's gonna react when somebody disrespects his mother? Now with Hammer, you can make fun of his outfits all you like, but if you speak on his mama, yo, you gon' get checked. Hammer wasn't the kind of guy that would make a diss track for you. If he had a problem, he pulled up on the person, and that's exactly what he did to Redman.
Listen to my first album. When I did the skit, and I was like, you know what? That goddamn MC Hammer, him, his mama, and the whole nine. That nigga came up to me on MTV Cribs on the last episode they had where everybody out on, not MTV Cribs, sorry about that, I'm zoned. On the last Dr. Dre and Ed Lover on MTV. When they had the last episode.
Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, Yo MTV Raps. When the last episode they shot, when they had everybody rapping on it, MC Hammer was there. That nigga approached me. He was like, Red, I'm gonna tell you something, you young, but I don't allow nobody talking about my mama. You understand me? I said, yes, sir.
Redman said he had to apologize to MC Hammer because Hammer was rolling deep in the area and he was about to get boxed in.
Look, that goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Y'all motherfuckers laugh and y'all joke about Hammer. No, 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 no. That nigga was deep with this. And he used to, what anybody who talks come to the Bay Area, they was in for it.
And in case you still don't believe it, then let me tell you about Hammer's beef with the group Third Base. You see, Redman was lucky. All he got was a mildly threatening conversation. But for MC Search of Third Base, he and his homies almost died trying to escape from LA. It all started when the rap trio dissed Hammer on their song, The Cactus, by saying the line, "The cactus turned Hammer's mother out." The line was apparently a play on words from Hammer's song, Turn His Mother Out.
In the desert, no price tags, a household tool and a stank hole. The cactus turned Hammer's mother out.
There it is. Hammer took this as a serious line crossed, and he was about to let them know. Third Base tour was due to come to LA, and ahead of it, the president of Def Jam received an anonymous call from Hammer's brother, Louis Burrell. He asked if the group was still coming to California. The lady says yes, and Burrell responds by saying, "Good, they are dead." Third Base's team was shaken, so they had to make some inquiries. They called Eric B for the word on the street, and Eric returned the call, letting them know, like, yes, there's a $50,000 bounty on your head.
Calls Russell and goes, yeah, it's true. There's a hit. Rolling 60 Crips, 30,000 members, $50,000. Dead.
That was their last chance to turn around. But at this point, MC Search wasn't scared yet, so they hired a security detail, an OG Crips member known in the streets as Barefoot Pookie, to guard them as they rolled into town. MC Search still didn't take the threat as serious as he should, so he took his wife to Louis Vuitton in Beverly Hills, and this was when he started to catch some heat. Guys were pulling up on him from around the corners, but Pookie was a well-respected name in the streets, plugged in with the Crips, and a couple of gang signs were all it took to defuse the whole thing. Search thanked his lucky stars and got the hell out of there. The next day, after the AMAs where Hammer picked up 2 awards, Third Base showed up for the K-Day radio show as the show was going on. Hammer called in live to confront him on air.
Yeah, well, we spoke about, the issue about people dissing people, and, that's been going on for quite a while. So, that's something that I guess we've grown accustomed to. But in this particular record that we speaking of, these fellas crossed over the line. I believe it's the line in there where they refer to my mother. And we know right now, in this world we live today, everybody loves their mother. And for one reason or another, you don't play with people's mothers. And I believe that these fellas have made a mistake.
Yo, G, I would just like to interrupt a second. You can speak upon that. I think mothers are great people. Everybody loves their mother. I think what Third Base was referring to, and if you could take it a step further into your mind, I think it refers more to the song "Turn This Mother Out." I think that's what it's a reference to, G.
So you're not talking about Hammer's mother.
I don't know Hammer's mother.
No, yo, you gotta understand that where the record's coming from and the depth of the record is dealing with something that's not on a direct level.
We're not on the literal, we're on the subliminal.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? And to take that personally, yo, as far as the group is concerned, that's just nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I think that the whole album is positive, and for us to revert to something that's stupid, I mean, you know, it's not like anything. First of all, it's not like something that brother's gonna hear on the radio and take as a sarcasm towards your family. But
well, that's good for you to say over the air, and of course, like I know that was said for you. But as we speak, you know the truth yourself. But that's okay, you understand, because there have been mistakes made before. And right now, for you to say that you were saying something different, that doesn't change in actuality what was said. And
despite Hammer giving them an easy chance to apologize here, MC Search still tries to play it tough, telling Hammer that he just doesn't get it.
Your manager has called and he's talked to us and things have been said, but again, we'll talk on a different level ourselves, not over the air. But again, to cross over that line in any form, when you don't play with the word mother at all, nobody.
Money Grip, that. You play with the word mother, turn his mother out. So what are you talking about? What are you speaking upon?
Well,
I'm telling you from Third Base, from Brooklyn, New York, that that was a reference to your record, Turn This Mother Out.
It doesn't matter where you're from, Brooklyn.
You turn the mother out? Was that what you talking about? You talking about someone else's mother? Come on, G. Get above the level. Bring yourself above the level of that type of thinking.
On your record, Turn This Mother Out, I think anyone who knows about hip-hop would know about it. But what about that brother who doesn't know about hip-hop, and you're talking about turning out somebody's mom? You can take it on, and you can take anything on several levels. The intelligent brother would look beyond it and say, yo, it was something that's said on a record, and unless you address us, I mean, the only time we ever talked was right here. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about dealing on another level. That's another level. You're speaking to us right now, and we're giving you an answer.
So that didn't go well at all. And after Hammer got off the phone, Search went on to talk some more trash, leading to an anonymous call coming in telling them they were all dead. The city just got sweet. After that, the security rushed them out of the building, and they had to wear Kevlar vests for the rest of their stay in California, as they had real gangsters whenever they drove anywhere. This near-death experience scarred MC Search, as he revealed that he was going to therapy over it for more than 2 decades.
Your name of your album was Turn This Mother Out. Our album was The Cactus. The Cactus turned Hammer's mother out. It was a dope line. I'm good. I'm not good. I've gone through 25 years of therapy 3 days a week. I am not good. I wish I could be good. But when somebody tries to kill you over a rap lyric, when I see these things where he's like, man, I had, Oaktown 357 sold more records than Third Base, and so I just want to put a gun in his mouth. You know what I mean? But that's me. That's my anger. That has nothing to do with him. That's like me taking poison and waiting for him to die.
At this point, everybody already knew that Hammer wasn't to be messed with. In fact, Too Short, another Oakland rapper who came up at the same time, said that the only unbelievable part of Search's story is the part that he had to put up $50,000 for the hit. According to him, Hammer was well connected, and if he really wanted somebody whacked, people would even do it for free.
I wouldn't agree to that, but I would say without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to f him the fuck up. Like that wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have, I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay to tell somebody to f somebody up. His people would just do it. We from Oakland. He wouldn't even have to say it. They just, if somebody was making Hammer uncomfortable, without him saying I'm uncomfortable, somebody around him would have came to you and said, quit making Hammer uncomfortable. Right. It would have been like a no negotiable statement.
And you best believe it, because other performers like Godfrey and Lord Jamar have confirmed that Hammer used to roll over 100 deep in the Bay Area.
One show I remember back in the days with Hammer, it was KMEL, Summer Jam or whatever it was, and his entourage was something like I never seen in my life. It was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people, probably.
That's actually how he.
But it was girls, guys, gangsters, dancers,
everybody.
MC Hammer even had members of the Crips apologizing to him. When the Top G stepped to Hammer and demanded that they be hired as protection, Hammer told him that he already got like 12 bodyguards with him.
Hey man, in this LA and everything, man, and things can happen, you know what I'm saying? You to holler at me, man, you know what I'm saying? Holler at me for protection. Hammer said, protection for what? See, man, I got 12 bodyguards out there, and 4 or 5 of them straight killers. You know what I'm saying? So, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't need no protection.
When the Crips member refused to back off, even going as far as to even threaten him, in response, Hammer told him that one phone call was all he needed to set everything straight. The next morning, you had gangsters apologizing to Hammer, admitting that he didn't know that his connections were that deep.
Hey, what's up? He said, hey man, it's like this. I'll make one phone call and all this will go away. I'm through with it. Let's go. Load up, everybody. We left. Next morning, Michael Simpson in the hotel, in the lobby. Hey man, he saw me. I was down there doing something. He saw me. Hey man, hey, you was out there with Hammer last night, wasn't you? I played like I didn't know what you're talking about. Hey man, tell Hammer, man, he talked to him, whatever. Saw somebody, one of our bodyguards, whatever. I guess they called and told Hammer what was up. Hammer wasn't studying him. You know what I'm saying? But when Hammer did come down, he was like, hey, Hammer, let me holler at you for a minute, whatever. Lewis walked past him.
This is Michael Concepts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me holler at you for a minute, man. Oh, man, hey, bro, I apologize, man. Hey, man, let me talk to you for a minute. And Hammer said, what's up, man? He said, man, I apologize for the thing. I didn't know, the people you knew or whatever, this and that. I apologize for what I did, brother. It's all good. We cool. We good. And Hammer's like, yeah, it's all right.
Apart from all that, Another beef MC Hammer had was with Ice Cube. Cube dissed Hammer on a song he did entitled True to the Game. In the music video for the song, he portrays Hammer getting tied up, kidnapped, duct taped, and thrown into the trunk of a car.
Be hardcore, now you just went off. Just like they said, give a dog a bone, watch him go fetch. He went out like a bad.
Hammer saw the video and immediately rallied the troops. He took his guys and zoomed off to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Vine Street to ask Ice Cube some choice questions. According to a member of Hammer's tour crew, Cube fell into line and assured Hammer it wasn't gonna happen again.
We was all standing out there, and Cube came outside with bags in hand of food. So he stepped out, he looked around like, he looked crazy, like he was scared. Dude was scared. He like, man, what's going on? So Hammer stepped out like, what's up, Cube? He said, hey, what's up, Hammer? What's going on? He said, yeah, I come to holler at you, player, about the video you did, but you know, about tying me up and everything and duct tape me and throwing me in the trunk and drive me around or whatever. Man, that ain't cool. Cube was like, Hammer, man, hey man, it's just a video, bro. I mean, I don't really mean it like that, man. Hammer like, yo, man, that ain't cool, bro. He said, look, y'all, I'm out here trying to break barriers and do things for us as brothers, man, trying to make it better for us out here in this music game. And you up here dissing me, telling me I throw him in the trunk or whatever. He said, man, I'm telling you, I ain't going for it, bro. He said, don't let it happen again. He said, no, sir, it would not happen again. I know y'all saw the YouTube with Redman talking about Hammer don't play. I don't know why people thought Hammer was soft or whatever. Hammer, I saw it myself several times. Hammer was never a punk.
Anyway, before it imploded, MC Hammer did sign to Death Row, and working alongside Suge Knight just amplified his reputation as a gangster. And that's just the stories we've heard. There's so much more that we probably have no idea about, but either way, pretty much everybody in the rap game got to know that MC Hammer is not to be messed with.
Hammer was raw dog. He did his thing. I actually used to like him. I mean, you know what I'm saying, on the real tip. People be talking, talking shit about Hammer, but run up on him.
Hammer beat you.
I bet he'll beat your mother.
Your mom ass. Run up on him.